guys, Merry Christmas to you! The most magical time of the year. And today we are going to look at something a little traditional here that we can do with our cards over the Christmas period. We have here Rauhnächte. These are the nights of the year where the veil between here and the other side thinner. It's at its thinnest. We can get clear messages on what's going to come in the coming 12 months. If you want to try my messages from the other side, which I released on Halloween, this is the perfect time to do this. Or you can lay for the coming 12 months. We will lay 3 cards for every month of the coming year. The mission is to pull 3 cards for every one of the Rauhnächte. There isn't a direct translation for these nights, we just call it the 12 nights of Christmas. So the idea is on the 24th you pull 3 cards for January. On the 25th you pull 3 cards for February. On the 26th you pull 3 cards for March, and off you go further into the year. So today we're going to pull a few in Kipper and in Lenormand to show us the year ahead. The great thing you can do is you can use a couple of decks to have an underbelly, so the underlying situation of the month, and then the actions on top. I'm using Kipper as my underbelly for January. So January, I am starting the year with a lot of stress, things that are going on, or I'm anticipating a lot of stress that is coming from this sad news. There's some negative news at the beginning of the year that leads to me anticipating too much to do. February, we see me, God, got caught, and I've got prison in here, and theft. So I'm not going to do February. I'm going to lay down and forget February is going to happen. And then in March, we have wonderful number 27. Thank goodness, some improvements. Dishonesty. So the improvements are wrong and affecting my long term or affecting the rest of the year. So let's find out with Lenormand. I'm using the Pixies today what the surface level detail is on these situations. So January 1st. Okay, so in the overlying situation, or the smaller details if you like, of the Lenormand in January, we have 2 very financial cards and a cut. So we could say that obviously our enemies coming in without bear sometimes. But if we look to the beneath, we have the stress, too much to do. There is a sudden dangerous financial situation. That probably means I spent too much at Christmas and I have to find a way of getting out of the other side. We're all in the same boat. And then we move on to February and we have our very commercial card, our very official card, and the house. So we could be looking here at I'm looking at the cards underneath. Look at those 2 together, these immovable forces of the longevity of Tower and the standing still of prison. It's a very stopped month for me in February. So there is some business that is lost, because the commercial here is lost. But there's this very standing still, taking probably a long time in February for any decisions to be made on these business endeavors of the ship. And then in March, our recognition card, the moon, sits atop. So in March, we see this sudden improvements. Wow, we've done a good job. The mice of dishonesty, something's getting me down, something's wrong with this improvement, something not quite sitting true. And then Lily and Long Way, they actually mirror each other quite well, these 2 cards, this long time in March and the satisfaction of a long period. Also showing a slow period again, like in February. So we can see me starting off the year with really just looking at the financials of what is happening in January, what needs to be done, because beneath we have our stress, we have sad news, we have stress, and this expectation. I have too much on my plate in January is the main cause of this. I do know I have a lot of courses coming up at the beginning of next year, and I will be freaking out to get all the content done because for every course I do new content. That's me, my issue. And then obviously the next 2 months show a slower pace because of our slow cards, but there is some business to be done in February, albeit with theft underneath. So not the level of businesses. I want to do something lower. If you think of this on business terms, and we're talking perhaps an offer coming in from some form of company, then we are looking at a lower level than what I would be satisfied with. But the satisfaction comes then in March, albeit again after some form of wrongness and putting things right. So obviously I've just shown you 3 months there. Your goal is to get all of your 12 months done. If you do it all on one night, that's fine. I understand that everybody doesn't have all the time in the world, especially over Christmas, because we want to spend it with those we love. But get your 12 months down and do it with an undercurrent and a finer details on top, and get all the information out that you can on your coming months. And remember, the veil from tomorrow onwards is at its thinnest. Take this time, use this time. It is the perfect time to lay cards, and it's the perfect time to get a message from the other side. I'll link the video below. I wish you, your families, your friends, everybody the most wonderful and magical Christmas in the world. If you're on your own, come into the WDA group on Facebook and share with us. We're all there, we're all sharing, we're always around, even at Christmas. Come join us. Have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas time, and thank you for always being here.
Everything will be okay, 'cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas.